Hi, hello everyone. How are you? Welcome to another question and answer session for MRCS exam. Here the question. First of all, read the question very carefully. Here we can see a 35 years old man present to the surgical clinic with a suspected direct inguinal hernia. This will pass through the Hesselbach triangle. Which of the following form the medial ends of this structure? So after careful reading, now we have to find out the key point in the question. Here we can see a 35 years old man present to the surgical clinic with suspected direct inguinal hernia. We know that the direct inguinal hernia, it occurs to the Hesselbach triangle. So this will pass through the Hesselbach triangle, and they want to know which form the medial edge of the structure. That means which form the medial wall of the Hesselbach triangle. So first of all, we have to find out the Hesselbach triangle. Then we have to find out the medial or edge or medial wall of this structure. That means of this Hesselbach triangle. Here are the options. The options are external oblique aponeurosis, inferior epigastric artery, rectus abdominis muscle, inferior epigastric vein, and obturator nerve. Now go to see the Hesselbach triangle. So here we can see different structure. Here the rectus abdominis, and here we can see the inferior epigastric vessels. Here we can see this is the deep inguinal ring, and here some other structure such as here the external iliac artery, external iliac vein, and this triangle, if we mark this from here, this is a triangle. This triangle is the Hesselbach triangle, and it is the midline where the rectus abdominis is located. Now let's see the boundary. Here the medially we can see this is the rectus abdominis muscle. So the medial boundary of the Hesselbach triangle, it is the rectus abdominis muscle. Now you can see the lateral boundary here, and the lateral boundary is bounded by the inferior epigastric vessels. So the lateral boundary is bounded by the inferior epigastric vessels, and inferior one, here we can see the inferior boundary is bounded by the inguinal ligament. This is the inguinal ligament because it attaches from the anterosupra-iliac spine and pubic tubercle. So this ligament is the inguinal ligament. So inferior boundary, it is bounded by inguinal ligament, laterally inferior epigastric vessel, and medially rectus abdominis muscle. So in this picture here, this is more clear. This is the Hesselbach triangle, and we can see medially rectus abdominis. So medially the Hesselbach triangle, there is rectus abdominis, and any hernia occurring, and inguinal hernia occurring through this Hesselbach triangle is called the direct inguinal hernia. Here we can see this triangle, it is the Hesselbach triangle or inguinal triangle. This triangle is the Hesselbach triangle. It is inferiorly by the inguinal ligament, superior laterally by the inferior epigastric vessel, medially by the rectus abdominis muscle. So our answer is the rectus abdominis muscle, because the rectus abdominis muscle, it forms the medial ends or medial wall of the Hesselbach triangle, and through this triangle direct inguinal hernia occurs. When the hernial content don't pass through the deep inguinal ring, rather it passes through the Hesselbach triangle, then it is called direct inguinal hernia. And in this case, the Hesselbach triangle is medial wall is formed by the rectus abdominis, lateral by inferior epigastric vessels, and inferior by the inguinal ligament. Thank you all.